Good morning, good morning. So for today, just a set of blocks. You'll need a strap or something like a strap, like a towel or something you can wrap around your ligaments if you like, totally optional. And then you'll want a bolster or a pillow. I still can't find my bolster, so I'll be using a pillow as well. All right, let's go ahead and come on down. We're gonna start in a child's pose. Oh, let me get some music going here. Pull up the playlist and I just never hit play. There we go. And go ahead and find a child's pose. Drawing your knees wide, sinking your hips towards your heels. You can place that bolster pillow or block underneath your forehead. Stretching your fingertips out long. You can also just rest your forehead directly on the floor. Focusing here on your breath, maybe setting an intention for class this morning. Deep inhales, deep exhales, filling your belly, ribs, and lungs. Hold at the top. Deep exhale, lungs, ribs, and belly. Belly rise with your inhale. Belly falls with your exhale. Maybe reaching your fingertips longer towards the top of your mat. Maybe sinking your hips in towards your heels. Actively stretching long in opposite direction. Maybe gently rolling your forehead from side to side. Continuing with that breath, full exhale. On the next one, filling all the way back to the top. Hold at the top, sealing your lips. Breathing in and out now through your nose, creating heat within your body using just your breath. Full inhales, full exhales. And then gently walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Stretching your left fingertips long, feeling that length all on the left side body. Gently releasing your right hand, bind it around towards your left hip. Maybe sinking your left hip closer towards your left heel. Hold it here for one more breath. Gently extend your right arm long to meet the left. Walk your hands through center, over to the left side of your mat. Lengthening on the right side of your body. Gently release your left hand, bind it around towards your right hip. Feeling that length all along the right side, maybe stretching your right fingertips further, your right hips towards your right heel. And then gently reach your left arm long to meet the right, walking back through center. From here, bending your elbows, bringing your palms to touch. You can have a slight bend, keeping your hands at the crown of your head. You can draw the hands towards the nape of your neck or towards your spine. You can walk your elbows further out towards the crown of your head to deepen that tricep stretch. Actively pressing your hips in toward your heels. Full exhale in and out through your nose. On your inhale, gently extend your palms back out long. You roll your forehead side to side once more. And then gently pressing yourself up to a tabletop position. If you had that block under your forehead, gently release it. We're going to place the blocks today under our wrist. So blocks underneath your shoulders. Wrists also under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. From here, tuck your toes, hammock your belly, lift your gaze. Spiral your elbow creases in, deep inhale. On your exhale, untuck your toes, round your spine, pressing your palms in towards those blocks. Come through neutral spine as you tuck your toes. Hammock your belly down towards the floor. Imagine you can touch your navel towards the floor. Deep inhale, gaze up. On your exhale, untuck your toes, round your spine. Excuse me. Pressing the tops of your shoes in towards the floor, top shoelace portion of your foot in towards the floor. Come to neutral spine. This time we're going to keep our tops of our feet pressed in towards the floor. Hammock your belly down. Lift up. That fish is making me cough. Gaze up, look up. Coming through neutral spine, so the tops of your feet press in towards the mat. Round your spine, bringing your gaze towards the tops of your thighs. One more time through deep inhale. Tops of your feet stay pressed in towards the floor. Gently gaze up. Come through neutral spine, round your spine, gaze towards the floor, towards your navel, towards the tops of your thighs. Come back through neutral spine, back is flat, maybe bump your hips side to side. Coming back to center from here, we're going to lift our right pad up, pressing your finger pads in and then lower down. So we're lifting our right palm up, pressing your finger pads down and towards that block if you're using it, pressing it into the floor if you're not using a block, release down. One more time on the right side, keep your core engaged, palm lifts and lower. Now for the left side, lift your left palm up towards the ceiling, pressing your finger pads in, all 5 left finger pads. Gently lower your left palm down. 2 more times on this side. Lift your left palm up. Once more, that right hand is just relaxed. Lifting the palm, pressing the finger pads in, gently release down. Now we're going to lift the right palm, hold it lifted, lift the left palm, hold it lifted, lower the right, lower the left. Start with the left side this time. Lift your left palm, press your finger pads down, lift your right, lower the left, lower the right. Tuck your toes and then pressing your hips back in, stretching your calves here. Gently press forward, coming back to your tabletop, untuck your toes, patter out your toes. We're going to lift our left arm high, deep inhale. Exhale, reach left arm under and through the right side body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep, left arm under the right side body. One more time, and then we're going to hold that left arm under the right side body. Deep inhale. Exhale, sweep it all the way under and through. Maybe releasing your left ear or cheek to that block. Holding here and breathing. Maybe stretching those left fingertips longer, further through the right side body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release your left arm to the left block or underneath your shoulder. Inhale, lengthen your right leg long, point your toes. Exhale, draw your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, lengthen, keep those hips square. Exhale, draw that right leg over to the left side, gently looking over your left shoulder. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, right leg long, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw that right leg over the left side body. Pressing your ball of your foot in towards the floor. To deepen that sensation, you can rock your heel towards the floor, pressing deeper in to that right hip. You can also rock forward to release some of that tension. Maybe rocking forwards and backwards, seeing what feels good to you today. Keeping that gaze over your left shoulder. From here, lift that right leg high, draw it all the way up and over to your right hip. I'm just going to turn sides. So we're coming into gate pose. You still have your hands on those blocks if you choose to do so. Your left knee is down. Pressing into your right foot. Your right foot's directly out from your hip. From here, we're gonna rock our hips towards our heels and press it forward, stacking your shoulders over your wrist. Press it back and forward. One more time, press it back and forward. With your left hip stacked over your left knee, gently rise up, sweep your arms up high overhead. Bend your elbows, cactus your arms, lift your gaze, spread your fingertips wide. One more time, inhale, rise. Gaze comes forward. Bend your elbows, lift your gaze. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release your left hand down to the floor or to a block. Right arm comes up high towards the ceiling. Inhale, rise, use your abs. Both arms overhead. Exhale, release your right hand down the outside of your right leg. Left bicep to left ear. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, rise, both arms overhead. One more time, each side. Left hand to the floor or to a block. This time you can reach your right bicep to your right ear. Maybe lift that right leg, flex your toes. Wherever you're at, hold it for one more breath. Gently lower your right foot if you have it lifted. Inhale, rise, shoulders stacked over the hips. Exhale, release your right hand down the outside of your right leg. Maybe bending deeper this time. Left bicep to left ear. Inhale, rise. Bring your hands to heart center. Fold forward. Bring your hands back to those blocks in front of you. From here, just going to pivot back over. We're going to keep that right leg straight. Draw it up and over to the outside of your left ankle, left shin. Gently looking over your left shoulder one more time. Gently release that right knee to the outside of your left shin or knee, and then press your hips back. So with your hands on that block. Biceps, frame your ears. Gently rise up. Release your right knee to meet the left. Bump your hips side to side. From here, we're going to kick that right leg straight back once more. Draw your knee in towards your nose. Step your right foot in between those blocks. So in between your palms or blocks if you're using them. We're going to press the hips forward and back. Straighten that right leg. Press the hips forward and back. You can keep the blocks the lowest setting. You can also bring them taller. Press it forward and back. One more time. On the next one, hold it forward. Your right knee stacked directly over your right ankle. Reach your right arm high, left arm low. Circle out your right wrist. Circle out your shoulder forwards and backwards. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap your right hand to your left wrist. Inhale one more time. Exhale, tap. Inhale, release your right arm high. Hold that right arm up. And we're going to spiral it back. Left arm forward. Lunge with a twist. Hold a twist with the shoulders. Bring your hands to heart center. And then fold forward, maybe connecting your left elbow to your right knee. Maybe drawing your hands to heart center, really twisting your body here. You can also continue to hold your arms out to that T and just fold forward. Cartwheel your hands back down, framing your right foot. Rise up, arms overhead. We're going to bend into our front right knee as we cactus the arms. Open up that left hip. Press your right knee forward. And rise up one more time. Arms overhead. Lift your gaze. Spread your fingertips wide. Elbows down. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Press your hips forward, opening up your chest and your left hip. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cartwheel your hands back down to the blocks or to the floor. Step your right knee back, keep your right knee bent, draw a few circles with your right knee. And then reverse that direction. Gently releasing your right knee to meet the left. Bump your hips side to side. Adjust your blocks under your hands if you're using them, if you need to. Inhale, lengthen your right arm high. Exhale, reach it under and through the left side body. Inhale, lengthen. Maybe higher towards the ceiling this time. Exhale, reach it under and through. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist deeper. Right hand releases under the left side body onto the floor. Maybe just gently placing your right ear or cheek onto the block. Holding here and breathing. Maybe stretching your right fingertips further out beyond your left hip. Inhale, lengthen, lift your right arm high. Exhale, release it to the right block. Extend your left leg long, point your left toes. Deep inhale. Exhale, draw your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen, keep those hips square. Exhale, draw that left leg over the right shoulder. Try and gaze over. Inhale, then kick that left leg straight back. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen, straight back. Exhale, draw it over the right side body. Holding the ball of your left foot in towards the floor. Remembering your options, you can press your left heel closer in towards the floor to deepen that stretch. You can also rock towards your toes. Noticing what feels good to you today. Hold it for one more breath. All right, with that left leg straight, draw it up and over. So that left side body, sealing the inside of your left foot in towards the floor. Tuck your right toe, so with your hands on the floor or on blocks, we're going to press the hips back and rock it forward, stacking your shoulders over your wrists. Pressing the hips back and forward. One more time, press it back and forward. With your hips stacked over your heels, gently rise up. Sweep your arms up high overhead. Deep inhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms, lift your gaze. Inhale, lift, gaze comes forward. One more time, bend the elbows, lift your gaze. Inhale to rise. Release your right hand to the floor or to a block. Left arm up, right arm down. Feel that stretch all along the left side body. Inhale, lengthen. Use your abs. Exhale, release your left arm down the outside of your left leg. Right bicep to right ear, side bend. Feeling that stretch all along the right side body. Inhale, rise. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Exhale, one more time on each side. Right hand down to the floor to a block. You can draw your left arm out long. You're welcome to lift that left leg, flex your left toes. You can also keep that left leg down, left arm up. Hold it here for one more breath, wherever you are. If you have that left leg lifted, go and release it back down to the floor. Gently rise up, use your core. Release your left hand down the floor, deep exhale. Here for one more breath. Inhale, rest. Exhale, release your hands to your heart. Gently fold forward. Bring your hands back to those blocks. From here, we're going to draw that left leg out from the left side hip over to that right side hip once more. Really find your stretch here. Gently release your left knee to the outside of your right knee, your right shin. Untuck your left toes and then press your hips back. This is a great hip stretch here. Gently rock forward. Release your left knee to your right. Draw your knee toward your nose and then step your left foot in between blocks or palms. From here, press your hips forward and then press your hips back. Option to keep your hands on the floor, on blocks at the lowest setting, maybe lifting the blocks to a higher setting. One more time. Press it forward and back. Holding the hips forward, stacking your left knee directly over your left ankle. Right hand to the floor or to a block inside your left foot. Inhale, lift your left arm high. Circle out your left wrist. You can gaze up or down. Circle out your shoulder forwards and backwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap the right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Hold the right arm low, left arm high. Hold that extension of your arms and rise up, left arm back, right arm forward. Lunge with a twist. You're welcome to stay here. If you want to play and try it on the other side, you can bring your hands to heart center and fold forward, maybe making that connection with your right elbow to your left knee, maybe squaring out your shoulders more, bringing your hands to heart center. You can also hold that extension, just hinge forward. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, rise with your arms high overhead. We're going to cactus 2 times. Press into your left knee, open up that right hip, open up your chest. Inhale, lengthen. Stacking hips over knees. Exhale, press forward. Really press deeper. Imagine you have a pencil between those shoulders. Squeeze it tight. Spread your fingertips wide. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the floor or blocks. Draw your left knee back. Keep that left knee bent. Circle out your left knee. And reverse. Release your left knee down in line with your right. So from here, we're going to come back to a kneeling stance. And we're going to place these blocks in between our ankles. You can use 1, you can use 2, or you can use none, depending on how high you want to sit up, and just having a seat on those blocks or on your heels if you choose not to use blocks. From here, lift your arms up high. Bend your elbows, lift your gaze. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, release your arms high. Exhale, release your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Maybe challenging yourself by holding that right arm out long, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, lift your arms high. Exhale, release your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, or hold it extended. Stretching those left fingertips out long. Inhale, rise 1 more time on each side. Exhale, twist left hand to your right knee, right arm sweeps back. Holding here and breathing. Keeping your shoulders stacked directly over your hips. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right hand to your left knee, left arm back. Inhale, rise. I really should stay just where I was at. We're going to press forward and back into our tabletop position. So from here, you want to keep at least 1 block between your ankles. So if you had 2, you can set 1 off to the side. Coming back to our tabletop position, walk your hands a palm print forward. Release that block from your ankles and draw your heels in towards your glutes. Rock yourself forward so your shoulders stack directly over your wrist. And we're going to slowly lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way down. Extend your legs. Grab that block. We're going to lift and lower for 3, And 2, squeeze your glutes. And 1, set that block down. Draw your heels back in towards your glutes with your shoulders tucked into your body. Slowly roll up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap your toes. So one more time. I'm going to scoot back so I don't have this plant in my face. All right, so you're in an extended tabletop. Draw your heels into your glutes. Rock forward, belly pulled into your spine. Lower down this time for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down, keeping your wrists under your shoulders. Extend your legs out long. Grab that block. This time we're going to lift and lower for 5. And tap. 4. And tap. 3. 2 more. Last one. Hold the legs lifted. Extend your arms out by your side, coming to full locust. Lift your upper body. Keep your gaze down towards the floor to avoid straining your neck. Holding here for 5. You got this. Don't worry, I'm still counting. Gently lower all the way down. Placing your right ear or cheek onto the floor. And just finding your breath. And switching sides. Left ear, left cheek to the floor. Come back to center. Chin towards the floor. Bring your hands under your lowest rib cage. We're going to find our first cobra. Press up. You can keep your hips on the floor or lift your hips up. And then press yourself back to child's pose. So set that block off to the side. Pressing your hips back. Sinking your hips in towards your heels. Fingertips out long. Gently rock forward. All right, tuck your knees in. Come to the top of your mat. So with that bolster or pillow, set it long ways along with your mat, bringing your left hip towards the floor. And just going to gently lay down. You can place your hands underneath that bolster or pillow. You can draw your arms out to a T. You can stack your legs, right knee over your bottom left. You can draw your right knee to your left heel, or keep your right knee lifted and tap your right heel to your left knee. Whatever is comfortable for you today. Maybe trying different variations. Holding here and breathing. Recline sleeping deer. Left ear and cheek just resting onto that bolster or pillow. And just gently rotating, bringing your chin towards that bolster or pillow, maybe adjusting your feet position or keeping the foot position if that's comfortable for you. And then gently rotating your right cheek or ear towards the floor. You can also keep your chin on that pillow if that's more comfortable for you, or if the right ear is just not accessible. This is a great neck stretch, great back stretch. Again, many options with the arms. You can tuck them under the pillow, arms out to a T. You can cactus the arms. And gently pressing yourself up. And we're going to switch to the other side. So still with that pillow right where it's at, I'm just moving position so I can face you all. Bringing your right hip to the base of that pillow. You can have that right knee bent out in front with your right heel tapping your left knee. You can stagger it with your top knee on top, your bottom knee on the bottom. You can stack your legs. Just laying down in any comfortable position for you. Right ear on the mat. You can place your hands under your bolster or pillow. Arms out to a T. You can cactus your arm by bending your elbows. Just resting here with your right ear. Gently into the bolster. On your next inhale, gently drawing your chin in towards that bolster or pillow, maybe adjusting your feet, maybe adjusting your arms. On your next inhale, gently twisting over, bringing your left cheek or ear to the floor. You can also always just keep your chin or your right cheek onto the floor, maybe adjusting your knees. Keeping your toes relaxed. Maybe wiggle them if they start to tense up, and then relax them. On your next breath, gently push yourself up. You can set that bolster off to the side. We will still use it. And we're going to come laying onto our tummy for reclined half frog. Just bring your palms overlapping one over the other. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. And just resting your forehead on your top palm. Draw your right knee up towards your right hip. Maybe closer up towards your right shoulder, your right elbow. Keeping your gaze down towards the floor, maybe closing your eyes. Gently releasing your right knee down. Bring it back in line. Maybe roll your hips side to side. Relaxing your right leg and gently drawing your left knee up toward your left hip. Maybe toward your left rib cage or your left elbow. Gaze remains down towards the floor. Maybe noticing how this side feels different than the right side. And then gently releasing your left leg in line with your right. Maybe rolling side to side. And then placing your hands once again under your lowest rib cage, press up, full cobra. Gaze up, gaze over your left shoulder, come back through center, over your right shoulder, back through center, bring your gaze forward, and draw your hips back. Maybe coming to a narrow child's pose. You can also draw your knees wide. Be releasing your palms by your heels, palms facing up, forehead onto the floor. This is a starting position for rabbit. Just letting your forehead sink into the floor. You can also place a block or that bolster under your forehead. Hold it here for one more breath. And then gently bring your hands to your shoulders. Press yourself up. Option to place 1, 2, or no blocks under your hips. We're going to come to a seated position, finding easy pose. Placing the block under your hips allows your hips under your hips to allows your hips to open up a little bit more under your seat position. Gently roll your head from side to side. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Gently rise up to arms up high overhead. Give me one cactus. Bend the elbows, lift the gaze. Draw those shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release your left hand to your right knee. Right hand behind you, or extend it out long for that variation. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus. Bend your elbows. Lift your gaze. Inhale, rise. Bring your gaze to center. Exhale, release your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, or extend it out long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Release your right hand down to the floor to a block. Left bicep to left ear. Deep side bend over to the right side. Inhale, rise. Give me one cactus. Bend the elbows, lift your gaze, spread your fingertips wide. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release your left hand down to the floor to a block, right bicep to right ear. Deep side bend, feeling it all on the right side body. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Bring your hands to your thighs. If you have a block or blocks under your hips, gently set them off to the side. We'll want to have that strap, blocks, and bolster for next. Keep your left foot tucked in. Extend your right leg long. From here, you can place a block underneath your right knee. You can place a bolster on top of your thigh. You can grab a strap, place it around the sole of your right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. So that right knee does not have to be straight. You can have a bend in that knee as you fold forward, bringing your forehead towards your knee. They do not have to come in contact. You can have a block underneath that left knee to help it lift. You can place that bolster on top of your right leg. Gently fold forward. You can also place a block behind your right foot, lengthening that distance. Holding and breathing. Try to rotate your left shoulder down towards the floor. Notice how that feels different. Feeling the different sensations all along your body. And then release your bind. Release the block under your right knee or that bolster on top of your right leg. Extend your left leg long. Draw the sole of your right foot into your left leg. Same options. You can bend that left knee. You can place that block under your left knee or just keep it bent. You can also keep it straight. With your knee bent or straight, you can place that bolster onto the top of your left leg. You can fold forward, grabbing your left foot, maybe using that strap if you have one, or a towel or a shirt, anything. Gently pull forward. You can also place that block to the back side of your left foot to deepen that stretch. Gently folding forward. Holding here and breathing. Gently rotate your right shoulder down towards the floor. Gently rise up. Setting all of your props off to the side. We're going to come back to the right side one more time. Straighten your right leg, bend your left knee. Release this time your right hand to the inside of your right leg. Lift your left arm high, side bend. Inhale, lift, release your left hand behind your left hip. We're going to press our hips forward, left knee down, right foot down. Reach your right arm up. Release your hips slowly down towards the floor. Once your hips hit the floor, switch sides, left leg long. Draw the sole of your right foot into your left leg. Left arm to the inside of your left leg, sweep your right arm high. Maybe looking out under your right armpit, deep side bend, all on that right side body. Inhale, rise, release your right hand to the outside of your right hip. Inhale, lengthen, right knee down, left foot down, press your hips up, left arm up and back. Slowly and controlled, release your hips down. Once your hips come to the floor, keep your left leg long, extend your right leg out long. Coming to a wide leg straddle. You can use blocks here and walking yourself out. You can also use that bolster or pillow and just fold forward. The blocks help bring the earth, could not reach that one, earth closer up towards you. Again, at any height, highest, medium, or lowest. You can walk it out, folding forward, trying to keep both hips in contact with that floor. So if you start to lift up on one side, keep your hips down. You want to try to move forward directly in between your legs. Maybe bringing your forearms down. Maybe point and flex your toes. Walking your hands or blocks or pillow back in towards your hips. Draw the soles of your feet to touch. Keep your knees butterflied open. And just butterflying your knees. Trying to fly high here. Alright, grab that bolster. Place that bolster between that gap of your heels and your hips. And then fold it forward. And just let your forehead, your chin, your nose, anything come down towards that pillow. Fold more. Slowly rise up, setting that bolster off to the side. We're not going to use it again. Keep those blocks near you though. From here, come to your left or your right hip. Bring the soles of your feet down towards the floor. Grab one block, place it between your thighs. Grab the other block, place it between your palms. If you only have one, choose whichever one you prefer between your thighs or your palms. We're going to slowly lower down. Use your lower abs around your spine, one vertebrae at a time. You can place your hands on the floor if you liked for assistance. Slowly lowering down, 5 more. Navel tucked in towards your spine. Think slower, more controlled. The last one down is the winner. Alright, once you get there, release all the way down. Set that block overhead. Extend your legs out long so you still have that block between your legs. One block between your palms. Crunch in. Tap that block to the top of your shins. And extend. Give me 4 more. Bend, tap. And extend. 3 more. Straight arms the entire time. That's it. Give me 1 more. Gently set your feet down, knees are bent, heels close in towards your glutes. You can set that block from your hands off to the side. Palms down by your side, feet are hip width apart and parallel. Lift, squeeze your glutes, and lower down, tap. Squeeze, lift, lower and tap. Lift 1 more time. Hold it here. Hold it and breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Gently and slowly lower all the way down. Release that block from your knees, and on its lowest setting, Lift your hips and place that block underneath your hips. Just setting your hips on that block, allowing everything to fall in towards the floor. Opening up your hips. One leg at a time, draw it up towards the ceiling. Draw your wrist towards your toes, point, flex. Circle out your wrists, circle out your ankles. Gently bend your knees, lower your feet back down to the floor. Lift your hips, release that block off to the side. Draw your knees into your chest, curl yourself into a tiny ball, maybe roll side to side. Hold that connection, knees in towards your chest. Then lower your shoulders in towards the floor. Draw the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. You can hold that connection by grabbing the back side of your thighs, grabbing the outside of your feet. You can also use that strap. Bring it around the soles of your feet. Happy baby, side to side. Together. Extend your legs out long. Draw your right knee in towards your right shoulder, avoiding your rib cage. Circle out your right ankle, point your toes, left toes flexed, pressing your left calf in towards the floor. With your left hand, gently grab the outside of your right knee and gently guiding across the left side of your body. Maybe gazing, looking over your right shoulder. Maybe extend your right arm long, maybe draw it to a cactus by bending your elbow, palm facing up. Come back through center, right knee tucked in towards your right shoulder, and switch. Left knee in towards your left shoulder, right leg long, flex your right toes, right calf press in towards the floor, point flex, circle out your left ankle and toes. With your right hand, gently grab the outside of your left knee and gently guide across the right side of your body. Maybe gazing, looking over your left shoulder. You can extend that left arm long or bend it. Any variation that feels good for you on this side. Come back through center, left knee in towards your left shoulder. One more pull. And then release your left leg to meet the right. Heels together, toes fall open. Arms by your side, everything relaxed. Relax your mind, your forehead, your eyebrows. Curl yourself into a small bowl, drawing your knees into your chest. Roll to your left or right side, and then gently pressing yourself up to a seated position. I always want my dogs to join me, and they don't come to the very, very end. All right, finding a seated choice that works for you. Draw your arms up high overhead. Maybe close your eyes, cleanse to heart center. Maybe bring your palms to your third eye. I appreciate each and every one of you, each and every week. Thank you all for allowing me to share my practice with you. My name's Amanda. Namaste.